Okay, well, the intention of this, Marina, thanks for setting it up. The intention of this is to share what is working, what challenges there are, what workarounds you have found, what solutions you have found, and creating a working list of things that we're working on or parking to either have them work on for us or for us to work on or things that we want to see happen. So a couple of things to remember about this is that we are a super unique company. So what we do and how we do it is very different, and it you know most of these software companies have not dealt with a company like ours, especially in more recent years. So, so we will look at what works, what doesn't work, and then see the areas that we want to have them work on for us specifically. Now, I know there's a voting thing in there where you put your request online. I don't know if you've seen that or not. You put your request out there, and you who are these people in my driveway? Okay. Anyway, you put a request and people vote on it. And our way, we maybe use some of that. Some of the functionality there is pretty cool that people are asking for. You tell them, boo. Oh, get them. Uh, anyway, what we're going to do is pick what works. Now, the thing you got to think about with this is just because we did it one way, this is more than just changing software. This is actually reshaping how we do business because we have shaped our business around software in a lot of ways. They left, boo. They're gone. They're no longer a threat. It's okay. Um, this is how we want to look at things a little differently. So just because Timely did it, or just because Millennium did it, or Perms before that was another one. We've been doing this for a really long time, and we keep evolving, but also then we have to kind of conform to the constraints of the software too. So some things specifically about this that we can now do differently and look at differently. One is I was looking to send them in Timely. I was able to send them within 24 hours a message that said, "Hey, how did we do? How was your visit? We want to make it great for you." And already they have built right into this a little message at the bottom of the receipt email that asks them how their visit was. Now, it's not as personal or as clean, but automatically, if they didn't like something about it, they can click on that and tell us immediately. Um, and that is a feedback loop for us right away that is different than something we had to set up. Now we have to look those up, and there's a spot to look those up online too. But it doesn't go directly to Yelp if they hate us. It goes directly to us. If there's something we need to work on or something we needed to do. So an example, yesterday or today, there was a new guest who didn't know what she wanted. And we don't have, it was really easy to text her right from the software. Hey, could you send us an inspiration pic and send us your current hair, how you look today? And immediately this woman sent back her pictures, and it goes right into her client file, so we can see how much time, the stylist can see how much time she really needs with that person, so we don't have to block off too much time. That's something new and different, or it saves consult time, or overbooking. So
Oh,
you got to think like that. Was somebody going to say something?
yeah, sorry. I do like the fact that it's like much bigger. It's more like I feel like it's more concise than timely too. Like you like I know that we can like click on a certain one and see certain stylists and see like, okay, what is their schedule looking like, and like also when you're um checking a client out, you can see who when their like scheduled next scheduled appointment is, and it's much bigger to like read. It's not like too small, you know? And I
Hmm.
like the fact that there is a the bell that sees like the notifications, oh, someone booked online or someone rebooked or something like that. I like that too. That's I feel like that's better in my
Yeah, and that's something to we have to get in the habit of checking on a
oh
regular
yes.
basis
Hmm.
too, which is good because
Yes,
there was
yes.
somebody else, a customer who there have been more online booking and more online changes. I mean, definitely there's been some. It's already had a serious impact in a positive way. There have been people moving their appointments, uh, which is much easier for them to do when the confirmation comes in without them having to make a phone call. There's been,
Yeah.
even when they book an appointment, because comes up right away. Um, you're able to see it and make any adjustments to it right away because of that little bell there too. Um, so understanding that we're different, the way we do things is different, and that we are going to put together our package and say, all right, this is, I know there's some of you have talked about booking in the future. I think a lot of you feel like you were penalized because we were so good at pre-booking and had so many appointments so far out, it was almost like a penalty to you. So uh, moving all those appointments was a nightmare. But I appreciate all that you all had to do to make that happen, to rip the band-aid off and to make that adjustment, you know at the right at the time we did. There's never a right time because there's always going to be some issue, always, always, always. So I appreciate you being able to do that. So just want to open it up to let you either say what's working, what challenges you've had, and how you've worked around those things so that it can be shared on here so that other people can know what little secrets or tips or
Can
techniques that you may have. So,
on on Saturday it was really cool. Somebody had booked online. It was with Sam and I. They booked a extra 15-minute massage and like an extra shampoo experience. So I just wanted to communicate that with everybody too, in case somebody sees that up. And then they like people want to be honest when they're booking online, so they automatically everybody always says like I have extra hair, you know. So I thought that was cool. It booked the extra time in the computer too, so that even if it is with the stylist that typically like doesn't have time or something, the extra time is they're paying for that extra time, that extra 15-minute massage at the shampoo bowl. So I thought that was cool.
yeah,
It was like
so that
it's like
everyone
an
is aware.
add-on.
Go ahead.
It's like an add-on, like when you order Uber Eats, and at the end of it, it's like, "Are you sure you don't want 7-Eleven? Like, look, you can get something really quick. We'll take away $2 if you get something from 7-Eleven, but you might spend an extra 35." Um, like that's what it felt like. It's so easy to add that, so much easier for them to even make that choice instead of us having to like sell it. You know.
Yeah, we're kind of tinkering with some of that too, and so there are some new services that are available that you will see and that we'll be offering, um, and I'll show you those in here. You could see the screen that I'm working on. Can you guys
I
see
No,
this?
cannot.
You cannot see the
no.
screen. Okay, so let's see here. I got to do that in let's see, share screen. Here we go. Okay, and I want to share homepage. Here we go.
Oh, I see it now. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
There we go.
Okay, so from what they'll see on their side, these are some of the new services. signature steam treatment with blowout and style. So this is something Carissa put together. She bought a steamer for each location, and I know they've been used. I think Brenda used one as a sort of filler for a guest that she needed some time to delay with. But this is an actual service that people can now book. Indulge in the ultimate hair rejuvenation experience with our luxurious steam treatment, followed by signature blowout and ROP style finish. So it's a customized service that is specifically set up for our silver, bronze, and some of the classic level stylists, some of the more open ones. So people can book that right online. That is a blowout and the steam treatment. So it allows for a lot of time. It's a 90-minute service right now. It will probably end up shortening that, but gives them a lot of time to spend time with the guest and give them a special treatment. That's also something that you can use as a lagniappe, something that you could use as a gift or something to enhance somebody's experience. There's another one. These are called enhancements now instead of treatments. That was something Christy mentioned. That sounds a little better. The head spa treatment. This is the one that was done on Saturdays.
Well, it's also like we can do that. Like if a stylist is running behind, we could be like, oh, we will gift you while you're waiting, why don't we give you enhanced shampoo or whatever? And that's something then we can put on there, on the book, like so that they can see it in the receipt, like they were gifted that as well.
Yeah, and you want to make sure, even when we do, I know some people sometimes will come in and get just a shampoo. You want to actually ring that through, and obviously you can gift it, but have it show up because it is a service that we've given away that has value, and it obviously has value to them. They appreciate it. They like that we do that, but you also want to show that, yeah, there is a cost to that, and it was a gift. So you can, I think there's somebody who comes weekly at the village for just a shampoo. Is that right?
A few people do, yeah.
So
I do see
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
under head spa treatment.
So instead of putting the 15-minute block, which doesn't necessarily mean we are then charging. Does that then it's up to us if we're charging them for it? But at least instead of doing a 15-minute block every week on Allie's book, at least they can know the value that they're getting out of it. Like Allie has a weekly shampoo she does for a woman.
Yeah, and this is the service here. This is what that would go under, but also this is also the service. This head spa treatment is the one that the woman who booked a blowout saw as an add-on, and she just clicked on it to have this be part of our service, and it's listed, I think, for $25 more.
And they see all the prices as they're booking, correct?
Yeah, I don't know if you could see it on there. Yes. All the prices. So that's another important point. So if somebody's a new guest that's booking this week, or somebody who's booking online this week, it tells them the price. So don't lower the prices of anybody who with the online booking. And you'll see this week, as I've seen them come in, if they've booked online, I put this extra color on there, and let's see, it's not on here. Let's go to the promenade. If it's somebody who's booked online and it's their first time, I put this little color marking here, which you can change that by this little drop down here. We can put any color we want on there. It doesn't signify anything other than internally whatever we say. That means that, don't lower the price on here. New guest, mom goes to Bayfront. Do not discount the services. No point in that because they've gotten the message that the services are what they are. To answer your question about they see the prices. Yeah. Okay. What else? working, workarounds.
What about what's the plan for everybody else, like price increase wise?
We're going to have a
What's the
call
plan for
next
that?
Tuesday morning. So that's our follow-up call from this call. Right now, what we're going to be doing is working on the coming up with what's working, what's not working software-wise, price-wise. That's another conversation which we're going to do on a Tuesday
So
morning.
okay, perfect. And I will say from my perspective, the most thing I've been having most difficulties with, it's very easy. I have learned to rebook from that screen when you're hitting the rebook button from there. The thing I'm still trying to figure out like a way to when we're rebooking somebody like a year, it's kind of like a pain in the ass. Because
Yeah,
you
it
have to
only
kind
lets
of
you jump
remember their
forward
name.
weeks from today. It doesn't let you
Yeah,
jump forward like 4 weeks and then
yeah,
4 weeks,
I
that's
saw
on my
that too.
list.
Yeah,
That's
I
what
saw that
one
on
thing I've got to
Saturday
figure out with them
Friday.
or with
So that's probably one of
another
the
way that we can do that.
that's probably one of the items that's really high on the list. And one of the other things that we'll be doing is setting up a call with them with our priorities with their training team and work with them on that. Give them the list of the things that are highest on the list that we're having challenges with. So I think Marina, that's Marina and Robert. I know I talked to you both about that. That's one of the ones that you have
Yes.
on the list.
Um, Something that I wanted to note for the meeting next week was I noticed that the price jump for the 2-hour foil from silver to classic is over $100.
Okay,
But
there's
then
probably something not right with that. So what we'll do is, if you
no,
stay on the call with me after, I'll go ahead and we'll
well that's not
adjust
my
that.
concern. The concern is the price jump between classic to senior is only $7.
So there's probably some issue with it. So
Yeah.
let's work on that. I'm going to park that for this call, and we'll work on that after at the end of
Yeah, I
this.
was
I'll stay
just
with you in
saying
here.
that was something that was really on my mind yesterday, and so we can talk about that next week or whatever. But I
Yeah,
just wanted
we could do it right after this call, so we get the pricing straight from that. Anything else that's like that that looks off for in terms of from old to new or within each level, because there's been a few areas like that we want to match up.
I noticed from the app, like when I'm booking appointments from the app, and I know I can use the Safari one, but I get nervous on the Safari one because I can also drag stuff, so that makes me nervous. But from the app, it doesn't give you the guest last name and phone number, which I'm sure is because for like the style, it said stylists don't have it. Like that's probably why they had that feature. But I was just, is there anything we can do that
Probably a setting
the
on
desk?
it's probably a setting on whatever the login is.
Okay, got it.
There's a
another,
So
access setting that can be changed to see now one thing I did learn about the app itself. Okay, so they have evolved since they wrote the app. They have evolved in how they've evolved or changed is when they wrote the app, they did not have messaging, text messaging, messaging from within the client file. So the app does not have that. So the app is kind of lagging behind what the change is. So I know that, when I was looking for how do you message, if you click message from the app itself, it takes you to your own personal messaging system, which is what we don't want. So that's something else that I know is on our list. I know it's on their list too, that their app is weak and it's not, that's one of the areas that they are lagging.
And then the other thing we learned, me and Gustavo learned last week that we'll just have to figure out because then it kind of and we did tell them and they said they would submit it to the software people, but that we can add to our list is like it kind of adds an extra thing you have to do if you have to call them to tell them we need to take your card over the phone. So if that's for invoicing purposes, like sometimes when people leave early, that's an extra step that I noticed that maybe we can find another way, or I don't know.
So
whatever
Marina, do
that
you want to put
means.
that on the list if that's not already on there? That's invoicing you're talking about, being able to email them an invoice, right? Or email them.
Correct.
Marina, you got that on your list? Are you muted?
She's muted. She might not. She might be in the salon. And
Okay, well,
she might not.
Robert, you're with her, so just make sure
Well,
she.
No,
I
I'm
did
not.
tell
I'm not
Marina.
in the
She
salon.
should know.
Oh, but you'll see her today, though, right? Is today Wednesday? Yeah. Okay, what else?
I'll text it to her too.
You can't print future bookings.
Correct.
Okay.
Becca, I saw you print something yesterday. What did you print?
I copied the text and put it in a Google Doc and printed it.
Or you can print
Okay,
this,
so
take a screenshot and
that's
print
like
that.
that's a. So
But
that's
it's just
something that
adding
we
extra
might.
steps to a process that should be doable.
Well, and maybe, but that's something for now. If we don't have it answered, that maybe we can tell everybody else. So that at least there's a workaround until we figure out a way to do it.
Hmm.
So you've
It's
been
very
putting it
text
in,
heavy,
even
so
what,
you
like
have to.
copying and pasting.
Yeah, you just copy the list of appointments and then you have to paste it without formatting into Google Docs. So don't just Control V, right click, paste without formatting. And then it's all single spaced and terrible looking. So either highlight it all again and double space it, or
So you just like copy this area here or something?
yeah, it's not going to look terrible because that's one appointment. But if you use like Barbara Porter, who has appointments booked through 2025, it just looks terrible when you copy it out.
So if you, let's see, anybody else have an appointment coming up? Let's see, Alexi. No appointments. All right, you did have an appointment.
On the subject of printing, is there a way to print like regular receipts instead of having to print a whole piece of printer paper for guests who want receipts?
Not yet. We have to get we have to buy
Okay.
separate printers. So for right now, that's the
Okay.
only method we have. We have to buy
Okey-doke.
the printer we used to have for
At
Millennium,
least we're able
actually.
to give them something if they want.
Yeah.
Something. Somebody wants something. At least we're able to give them that.
That's only one.
Yeah. I mean, it's not a big deal. I was just curious.
Yeah, but it's a good question. So for right now, we don't have that receipt printer, but
Okay.
those are printers that we've got to buy.
As long as it prints the receipt, we're good.
Yeah, so I wondered if this did multiple. Go ahead.
Is there a way, like, if somebody who's like a VIP, is there a way we can just like print out how much they have on their gift card, how we do gift card on it now? Is there a way we could just print that out, or is that
Anybody encountered that?
something?
I just write it out on a card. There's no way to
I
print
think
it
you
same
can
with the
get-
appointments.
I think. But you could print like a receipt from the
Okay.
order and then
Yeah.
write their balance on it. Like
Oh,
when you
okay.
go to the order, it says view order and then it says print, and then just
Yeah,
write
I
their
was just
balance
wondering.
on it. Is what
I just, oh, okay, yeah, I just
Oh,
was
that's
just
okay.
wondering, just to see if there was any feature we could do that with, but because I mean, I haven't encountered that yet. I just wanted to see if, God forbid, I need to. So that's why.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean that's probably going to be the same thing like with appointments and stuff. Like you can't print it directly
Yeah.
from there. However, you can. I've been printing the original order, and writing their balance on it.
What was the
Okay.
process
Okay.
from Timely for that? How did you get it out of Timely?
You would like highlight the gift voucher balance. You would highlight it and then left click and hit print.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or you could print like all the activity on the voucher if they wanted the whole thing.
What was the what's a client that has a lot of future appointments?
Barbara Porter.
This is only going to be as text, but I'm just checking to see how this copies and pastes in this program. I don't know what that's going to look like on your phone, Lex. That's just as a text. Because there's no, oh, is there an email? Yeah, I think if you click this email up here, it goes to this system's default email. If you use this, I always forget about this here. Okay, well that's something we'll be working on too. Is how to get appointments printed.
Sorry.
Go.
Can we if they ask for like their appointments, future appointments emailed to them, we can do that too, right?
You'd have to do it the same way as copying it out and putting it in a document and then printing it as a PDF and then
Oh.
attaching it to the email.
Oh, okay.
But
Okay.
it should send them some form of a like a reminder. I'm not sure. Do reminders get sent via text or
Yes.
email, or how does that
Both.
work?
Both. That's why we want to make sure we have emails for everybody too, because it does certain things. It does send only by email. So I'm trying to remember what items those are. But anyway, we don't have everyone's email because it was never something we needed. But it's set up right now to send. Let's see, manage notifications. So when it's booked for a confirmation, it'll send both an email and a text of whatever new appointment. Every time a new appointment is booked, it's going to send both if we have an email. And then the reminder by email is going to be 3 days before the appointment. This is the way it is currently. And the text goes 2 days before, like it used to before. So every appointment that is booked is emailed individually. So it's not a list for them, though. Okay. What else? Any other tips, techniques?
I don't have tips or techniques. I have things that I want to. I had things that I didn't like that I was wondering if anybody found something else about.
Yeah, tips,
but
techniques, challenges.
I'm not a big fan of the white text on the appointments. Is there a way we could change that color, or is that something we don't decide?
I don't know.
Because I know we've asked them about switching the gray and white for like open and closed. But
I did ask them. They said no at this point, but that is on my list because yes,
the
it's
white
really hard
text
to
is
see.
it is incredibly painful to look at for 10 hours a day.
Yes.
Yeah.
If we can add that to like priority, that would be good.
Or even just making the text like a little bigger on the appointment.
Okay. So you have those, Marina? You got that already on your list?
Yes. Yeah, because that's something I asked when we had the Zoom call with her last time, and she said no. But
yeah. You're probably going to get no to everything
the gray and white.
You're probably going to get no to most things you ask in terms of will it do. If you haven't found it, you may experience that, which is why we're creating this priority list and putting it out that way, because typically the person who's working at the line level does no control over the programming. So that's why we want to put this together. And they also have custom programming. So those are things that we will lobby for, the things that we really are critical to us and, are going to make a huge difference and that we want to invest in and say, hey, we want it this way. That's one of the features that I did like about this software is that we have access to the programmers. So that's why we want to create this running list.
I also wanted to ask about the retail credit for guests who don't have an appointment. There's no way to assign a sale to someone anymore.
What do you mean?
Go ahead.
So if I
elaborate.
have a guest who walks in and buys hairspray, no one gets credit for that sale. But the hairspray was still sold and someone should get credit for that sale.
So they have something
Oh,
called
I
a
see what you
walk-in
mean.
feature. I don't know how that works. Did you search the help for that?
I never know how to put in like what I need it to, and also our metrics report differently now. So I'm not sure, but like in Timely, it would be like, oh, who is selling this product? But this one doesn't do that.
There's a setting that asks on the setup how to apply a product sale. And I know that exists. So I don't know on the back end where they Boulevard Duo app walk-ins, walk-in forms. No, we don't want Duo walk-in. Oh, have you asked Mallory?
I'll take it to her next. I just figured
Yeah.
I'd ask here since if anybody else had
Yeah.
encountered something.
I thought it would be like you said. It's not popping right up on the help. So maybe she can help with that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure there is a method for that because it asks me on the setup how to apply those. So somewhere in there it's got to be. And maybe there's a setting that I set up wrong that it's not allowing you to do that. Because I know Sam had a guest for a product last week, I think too. Okay, what else? All right. Well,
Adding gift cards to the checkout screen the same way right now the credit comes up. If we add credit to it, like it actually comes up with the amount. If we could
Instead of
add
having
the
to go and
gift
copy it.
certificates to that, yeah, that would be nice too. That way we can see them.
and you have that on your list, right? I remember you talking to me about
Yes.
that. Yeah.
For the VIPs, should we use the phone numbers like I was told by Lexi, or should we use the gift card numbers that Becca and I did?
So if you have a gift card, use the gift card number. If you're issuing them a
Okay.
gift card, these are only going to be temporary until our actual gift cards come in. If you
Oh,
are putting
okay.
a phone number, do not put the parentheses. Put the full number all in one. Don't put parentheses
Without
or
everything in
dashes.
between.
Right.
Right. Make that
Okay.
like their number because that's what we've been doing. We don't have gift cards, so we've just been putting it
Okay.
under their number.
Yeah, but some
Okay.
have been sold with the parentheses, so that's going to be difficult to look up. So just
Gotcha.
be cautious of that because once it's sold, it's married to that
Right.
number.
Can't change it. Yep.
Right.
Okay.
Take notes, especially those of you on the phones. If put as many notes as possible. Whatever you find out about them, put those in the. There's two areas to put notes that I could see. One is for that actual appointment, and one is a permanent note that's always going to come up every time somebody books. So as much information as you can gather. I see that's already happening, but. Or whatever personal information you know about them. In fact, it even will tell you, it will link when they put their information in. If they have any social profiles, it will tell you what their social media is in the upper right-hand corner of their profile. Trying to think of one that I saw that with. Anyway, you could stalk them before they come in. To see who they are and what their likes and dislikes are. But just as much information as possible to keep that information in there. We will be sending a form for people to fill out if they book a new service, a service for a new guest. It will ask them things like their inspiration photo, current hair. I'll send you a copy of it when that's finished. But for now, if you have a new guest that they're not sure what they want, go ahead and message them directly from inside of the system. And if you can, as much as possible, use the messaging within Boulevard versus anywhere else. We want to start the transition to having that be the full communication portal for everyone, because you can see what's happening. You can also make a note that they don't see about your message right within the messaging system. There's also an area to add who referred them, which is helpful when a new guest comes in, to know where they came from, to know kind of what they're like. Have you seen that?
I have seen that. I've seen a few like that they were referred by
Yeah, so it's
certain
over here in
person. Like
referral
yeah.
source. So if you click another
Yeah.
client, I'll come right up. It'll leave that there for her so that everybody sees that too. And if we ever do something with a referral plan, that'll allow us to do that with our referral plan too. Okay, anything else? For anyone else for the moment? Marina, you got your list? All right. Thank you for, ripping the Band-Aid off. Thanks for making it work for the first week. I know it took a lot from everybody. I appreciate you all pitching in and doing it. Even though you didn't always love it in the moment, you made it happen. And that was a really big deal. So thank you. We'll have another call, Marina, I believe next Tuesday. I'll get with you on that, but watch for the message on here for the next huddle call about the price increase. And anything else you come up with regarding the list, add it to, send it over to Marina so she can put it on that list, and we'll get that call scheduled with Boulevard too as we follow up on some of these other items. Okay. Anything for anybody else?
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Well, have a
We're good.
superb day.
Yeah.
Bye guys.
Thanks, everybody. Love you.
Bye.
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 Bye. Becca, I called back the 2 voicemails.